Is the Samsung Galaxy A51 a good phone to buy? Well, in this video, we're going to find out. Hi everyone, this is Kevin here, coming at you with my Samsung Galaxy A51 review. Now, I'm really excited to create this review because Samsung did an excellent job designing this device. It's pretty much almost like my dream smartphone. In fact, I can't think of too many ways that they could have made this better than they did. And I'll be going through the reasons why throughout this video. Now, if you are looking to buy this, I will be leaving a link in the video description. In fact, I'll be leaving two different links. One to where you can get it on Amazon, and then also a link to get it at B&H. Now, those are links to buy it if you're located in the US, but this is an international phone, so you are going to get great GSM compatibility all around the world. Now, in the US, this device is currently retailing for $329. So a little bit more expensive than some of the devices that I typically cover here on the channel, but at the same time, it still is offering a lot of value for what you're paying. Now, I'm expecting that this spring, this phone will be making its way over to various carriers in the US, so I'm certainly excited for that. And I'm sure those carriers will offer a ton of different promotions to kind of bring the price of the phone down. But at the moment, this is the only version of the Galaxy A51 that you can buy, and that is the international factory unlocked GSM version of the phone. So it's great if you're located anywhere around the world and use a GSM carrier, especially in the US if you're using AT&T, T-Mobile, Metro by T-Mobile, Cricket, or other smaller GSM carriers like Mint Mobile. I've personally been using this device with Cricket Wireless, and it's worked really well. Later on in the video, I'll show you a performance test of this device with Cricket, but it has worked extremely well. Now, the Samsung Galaxy A51 features a 6.5-inch display with an Infinity O at the top. So unlike the Galaxy A50, which featured a water drop notch, this device does have the Infinity O, and I personally prefer it. Another nice thing too about this Infinity O is that it's actually extremely small. You can see how tiny it is, and it's really amazing that they were able to pack in a 32 megapixel front-facing camera in that punch-out. Now, the display features Corning Gorilla Glass 3, it's Super AMOLED, and features a resolution of 1080p. In addition to that, we're getting a 405 ppi and a 20:9 aspect ratio. I personally like that aspect ratio a lot because it really does maximize the screen real estate that you get while still making the device very easy to hold. You can see I have no problem holding the phone with one hand. And of course, if you are holding it kind of towards the bottom here, it is tough to reach the top of the phone. But for using it with social media applications like Facebook and Instagram, it's great because you'll be able to see more of your feed. And then when you're watching videos with this device, it does make it a very immersive experience. Now, also make sure to check out my videos comparing this device to the A50 and then also the A20. But one of the things that I did notice is that despite this phone featuring Super AMOLED as the display technology, it's not quite as contrasty as those other devices. Now, that's not necessarily a bad thing, but it seems like Samsung did tone down the saturation a little bit with the Galaxy A51. It kind of makes it look more natural anyway, so I actually don't mind that. But you can see here how crisp and clear the display is. It looks fantastic, and it looks like the kind of display that you'd find with a flagship device like the Galaxy S10 or Galaxy Note 10. Samsung really didn't make any compromises when putting a really great looking display in the Galaxy A51. Now, there are several different storage configurations available for the device. Now, this configuration is the 128 gigabyte version of the phone. Now, with 128 gigs, you're also getting 6 gigabytes of RAM, and that is the version I will be linking in the video description. I believe you can also get it with 64 gigabytes of storage, but then you get less RAM at just 4 gigabytes. The Samsung Galaxy A51 does not feature wireless charging, but we do get a fingerprint sensor built into the display. So I'll show you how that works right now. It's very quick, responsive, and accurate. And in fact, compared to the fingerprint sensor that comes with the Galaxy A50, they did make some improvements with making it more accurate. Now, one of the most exciting features with the Galaxy A51 certainly has to be the camera module. We're getting 4 different cameras with the device, so it is a quad camera setup. We're getting a 48 megapixel main camera, a 12 megapixel ultra wide angle camera, a 5 megapixel depth sensing camera to assist with the live focus portrait mode, and we're getting a 5 megapixel macro camera. So that's right, we are getting a macro camera with this phone, and that's a very unique feature and something that we're gaining compared to the Galaxy A50. In addition to that, the actual megapixel count for the main and ultra wide angle cameras is also higher compared to the Galaxy A50. And later on in the video, I will show you a quick side-by-side, but also check out my separate comparison video where I really go in depth. Now you can access that macro camera by going over to the More tab here, and then you'll see macro right there. But essentially with macro, you have to be 3 to 5 centimeters away from the object. So you can see that I can get a really good close-up of this box. And I'll pull up the photo right here. And there you go. Look at that. Look at how crisp and clear that is. And it's almost like a microscope in a sense that you're really able to get extremely close to whatever you're taking a photo of. Now later on in the video, I will show you some photo and video samples from the device, but I did take some pictures using the macro camera of a leaf. And it's really awesome how much detail you can see. Then the main 48 megapixel camera looks really good too. It's almost up to a flagship level of quality. Seriously though, it really doesn't leave you with anything to be desired as far as the quality goes, as it really does look awesome. Then switching over to the ultra wide angle camera, you can really fit a ton of content here in the frame. So that's excellent. Then of course there's live focus, which will blur out the background. You do have the ability to manually adjust the blur, which is great. And then the front-facing camera looks really good too. I have it on the live focus mode right now, but I'm going to switch over to the normal mode. And what's cool about the front-facing camera is that there's actually a little bit of a wider setting too. So it makes it just a little bit wider, not quite as wide as an ultra-wide-angle camera would be. But you can see the difference there, that it certainly does fit a little bit more content in the frame there compared to the standard front-facing camera mode. But that really comes in handy if you're trying to take a group selfie. So I'm really happy that Samsung did implement that with the Galaxy A51. Now in my first impressions video, many people were asking what this little bump out is on the top right side of the device. Some people thought it was some sort of defect or a notch. In fact, what this is that when you swipe over, you get instant access to whatever apps you choose to put here. So this is called the Edge screen, and it's a really useful feature, and it's nice how you can access that from any application. So a nice quick shortcut there. I recommend customizing this and putting your most used apps in this section, and it'll make it really convenient. But getting back to the specifications of the Samsung Galaxy A51, like I mentioned a little bit ago, we're getting 6 gigabytes of RAM with this version of the phone, and we're getting the Samsung Exynos 6911 processor. Now I did run an A20 benchmark test to see what score we get, and you can see here with the Galaxy A51, we got a total score of 177,594 with a CPU score of 57104. So a very good score there. You're going to get pretty nice performance with that score. It's certainly not up to a flagship level, but it is significantly better than what you're getting with the Galaxy A20. And it's also slightly better than what you're getting with the Galaxy A50, which features the Exynos 9610. So a very awesome score there. What I recommend doing is downloading the A20 benchmark app on your device that you're currently using, and then compare that score to this score. Another awesome surprise with the Galaxy A51 is that we get 4K video recording with the front and rear cameras. Like I mentioned earlier, later on in the video, I will show you some photo and video samples so you can see for yourself how good the video quality is. But spoiler alert, it actually looks really good. And the microphone quality with the Galaxy A51 is one of the biggest surprises. It has a really good internal microphone, so that's great if you're doing any sort of narration when you're recording videos. Now the device features a beefy 4,000 milliamp hour internal battery. In fact, that's a larger internal battery than what you're getting with the Galaxy Note 10. So that's pretty sad for the Note, but really awesome for the Galaxy A51. Another awesome thing is that the phone is compatible with 15-watt fast charging, so you can quickly charge up the phone. Now the software on here is Android 10. It does feature Samsung Skin, so if you're used to that already from Samsung, then it's going to be very familiar. So really cool that the phone does ship with the latest and greatest version of Android, and I'd imagine that the phone will get updated later on to Android 11, since Samsung has promised to upgrade the Galaxy A50 to Android 10 eventually. I don't know when that's going to be, but I think it's going to happen in probably the next 3 months or so. But if you go with the Galaxy A51, then you're going to have the latest version of Android right away. But I really do like the hardware of this device. I already talked about the front panel here. It's really nice how good of a screen to body ratio you're getting. I like that this bottom bezel down here was certainly shrunken down compared to the A50, and you're really getting an awesome screen to body ratio with the Galaxy A51. And again, like I mentioned earlier, they made the Infinity O extremely small, and it doesn't really get in the way at all. So I really like that approach better than a pop-up front-facing camera. Now, taking a look at the left side of the device, we have the slot for the microSD card and SIM card. Now, based on the version of the phone that you get, the slot is going to be a little bit different. And what I mean by that is that this is the international version of the Galaxy A51, and it is dual SIM. Now, what's really cool is that not only is it dual SIM, but you're getting dedicated slots for both SIM cards and an SD card, because sometimes the second SIM card slot is shared with the SD card slot. So if you do decide to go with two SIMs, you can't put in an SD card. But with the way that the Galaxy A51 is designed, you can put in two SIM cards and one micro SD card at the same time. Taking a look at the right side of the phone, we have the power button and volume button. Then on the top, we have the noise canceling microphone. And then on the bottom of the phone, we have the speaker, microphone, USB-C port for charging and data transfer, and we have a 3.5mm headphone jack. So another great surprise there. Then on the back side of the device, we have that quad camera setup with the flash. And then we have a really cool material on the back, which is known as Glastic. It's like a combination of glass and plastic, but I really like the way it looks, and I'm a really big fan of this color. But the phone is offered in a variety of different colors. You can get it in prism, crushed black, white, blue, and pink. But again, we're getting a very quick and accurate fingerprint sensor built into the display here, so I really appreciate that. And what's cool is that with this design, it almost looks like a mini Galaxy Note 10. Of course, you're not getting a stylus with it, but you're also saving a ton of money. So I don't even see a reason to get a flagship phone when we have great options like the Galaxy A51. Now here is the box that the phone came in. Now keep in mind that based on the specific version of the device that you buy, the accessories that are included might be a little bit different. But you can see on the front of the box, we have a picture of the phone itself. Now opening up the box, we have this little box within a box. We get a SIM card removal tool that comes with the phone, so that's very cool. But then also, another surprise is that this phone came with a case. Now, this case is nothing too impressive, and there's a lot of accessories already available for the A51, but it is cool at least to see that we do get a clear plastic case included in the box. And if you do want to get something that is a bit more protective, then it's a good temporary case until your main case arrives. We also get a quick start guide in both English and Spanish, and a warranty card. Now keep in mind that not every version of the phone comes with a case included. I'm not really sure which ones do and which ones don't. I know that some people commented on my first impressions video that their Galaxy A51 did not come with a clear case. So I don't think it's a deal breaker one way or another, but cross your fingers that yours will come with a case. So here is the box that the A51 comes in. You can see we have a picture of the phone right here on the front, also A51 right there, and then Samsung Galaxy A51 on the side. Now let's take a look and see what all is included. We get quick start guides in both English and Spanish, as well as a warranty card. And my Galaxy A51 came with a clear plastic case included in the box. Now, based on some of the comments that I've gotten on my other A51 videos, it looks like some of the phones do not come with a case. So I'm not sure which ones do and which ones don't. I guess it depends on where you're ordering it from, but I'm glad to see that mine did come with one. Of course, this is a very simple and basic case that doesn't provide a ton of protection, but still nice to see that it is included. What's especially awesome about the A51 is that there's already a bunch of different accessories available on Amazon and other places online. So you're gonna have no issues finding a bunch of cases, screen protectors, and other various accessories for the phone. Now also included in the box is an adaptive fast charging wall adapter. We're also getting some basic headphones here. These are 3.5mm headphones. And we get a USB-C cable for charging and data transfer. But nice to see that it is included here in the box. But that's pretty much everything that you're getting, so not a ton of accessories, but still pretty cool at least that I did get a free case included. Now, like I mentioned earlier in the video, I've had a great experience so far using the Galaxy A51 with Cricket Wireless. So it was super easy to get it set up. Literally all I had to do is put the SIM card in the phone, and talk, text, and data immediately started working. I didn't even have to adjust the APN settings at all. But I'm now calling my iPhone 11. Hello? 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 So calling works really well. Everything is really clear with that. Sending text messages is nice and quick here. I'll send one back. And you can see it's really quick to send messages back and forth. So just know that if you use Cricket Wireless, you're gonna have a great experience using it with the Samsung Galaxy A51. Let's now do a data speed test. You can see down below it says AT&T Wireless, and that's because Cricket is owned by AT&T. And I got speeds of 8 megabits per second down and 7.57 up. And that's perfect because Cricket is supposed to offer 8 megabit per second data speeds, and I know that's not really that quick, but that's what they offer. So the A51 does a great job handling Cricket. Another great thing too with the A51 is that it supports 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi. So I'll show you a speed test right now. And I actually pay for 150 megabits per second down and about 15 up. And you can see here with the download, I'm certainly getting everything that I'm paying for. So the speeds here are just as good, if not better, than what I get with my main computer. So if you are paying for very good Wi-Fi speeds, then just know that you're gonna get those speeds with your A51 and it's not gonna slow anything down. And then the upload is pretty much what I typically get on my computer as well. 51 that looks a bit more natural. Now it's really up to your own personal preference which one is better. I know that some people really do like that you get a lot of saturation. The Galaxy A51 is a great device for watching YouTube content and really any video content. You can see here I was able to crop the video in to fill up the entire display, and it really is a very immersive experience. In addition to that, the speaker quality with the A51 is really loud and clear, so I'm really happy about that too. But you can see how good everything looks here, excellent colors, and the Infinity O on the left side here really doesn't take up too much space at all and is hardly intrusive. So I think it's a better approach than having a water drop notch, that's for sure. And you can see that the two bezels on the left and right sides are pretty much about the same, maybe slightly thicker with the bottom bezel here on the right side. But the screen to body ratio with the Galaxy A51 is amazing. Now, if you want to, you can crop down to the normal aspect ratio if you wish. So you can see that that looks really good as well with the phone. So in general, this phone is a beast for watching video content. Now, if you like to use Instagram, you're gonna really like the Samsung Galaxy A51. And there's multiple reasons for that. The first reason is that since the phone does have that 20:9 aspect ratio, you can see a lot more content in your feed, but also the display itself is really clear, so you'll be able to see your various IG photos with a lot of clarity, and then you can zoom in, of course, if you want. Now, the actual scrolling here is really smooth too. It's almost like flagship style performance with the A51 when going on Instagram, which I'm certainly a big fan of. Now, if you do want to take photos and videos, everything looks really good, as you can see here. And then if you want to view your stories, you can quickly flip through those with no problems either. So using Instagram with the Galaxy A51 works really well. Let's now take a look at some test photos from the Samsung Galaxy A51. Overall, I'm very impressed with the quality from the cameras. Now the device of course has the quad camera setup, and the main camera, the 48 megapixel camera, has excellent quality. In fact, I think for a lot of people, they might have trouble seeing a difference between the quality with the photos taken by the A51 compared to a flagship device like the Galaxy S10. The pictures really do look that good. Now I think where the flagships certainly do better is with low light photography compared to the A51, but as long as you take pictures in well-lit environments, you're going to get really good results with the A51. Another nice thing too is that the pictures from the ultra wide-angle camera look really good. I was also surprised to see that the clarity with the ultra wide-angle camera is nearly as good as the main camera, because typically a lot of device manufacturers do mostly focus on the quality from the main camera and then don't focus as much on optimizing the ultra wide-angle camera, or they use a cheaper lens for the ultra wide-angle camera. Now there's no doubt that since the ultra wide-angle camera is 12 megapixels compared to the 48 megapixel main camera, there are some downsides to using it as far as the clarity goes, but I was able to take some great pictures with it, and I certainly think the way that they implemented it makes it very usable. The macro camera is a really nice feature to see as well with the A51. I don't know if there's that many real-life situations where you would need to use the macro camera, but I certainly don't mind having it as a feature, and it does take nice looking, really interesting pictures. I wouldn't really recommend using the macro camera in indoor environments, but if you are taking pictures outdoors, especially of nature, and taking pictures of leaves and tree bark and things like that, that's really where the macro camera shines. You get live focus mode, of course, with the depth sensing camera, and that works really well too. So overall, the cameras of the Galaxy A51 are certainly one of the biggest highlights, and I think it's really the biggest new feature that this phone brings to the table, and it really is a nice improvement compared to the photo and video quality from the A50. Definitely let me know what you think of the photo quality in the comment section below, but let's now take a look at some video samples from the device. Hi everyone, this is Kevin here, coming at you with a video quality test from the Samsung Galaxy A51 in 4K. This is with the main camera. Right after this, I'll do a sample in 4K using the wide-angle camera. But let me know what you think of the quality from the device. Here's a close-up on this tree. And here's a front video with 4K. So let me know what you think. So yeah, really impressive from what I can see through the viewfinder at least. So really awesome. Here's a 4K video sample with the Samsung Galaxy A51 using the ultra wide angle camera. So let me know how you think this compares to the main camera, and if you think it's better, or if it's not better. Now here is the Galaxy A51 up next to the Galaxy A50. So technically this phone is the successor to this phone. And you can see side by side here, both devices do look really nice. Now the A50 certainly has a more saturated display, and I personally prefer having a little bit less saturation with the A51. I feel like they kind of overdid it with the A50, but regardless, both displays look really good, and they're both, of course, using Super AMOLED technology. Now there are some major design differences though between these two devices. The first thing that's different is up top here. So with the A51, we are getting the Infinity O display and the Infinity O up top. And with the A50, we're getting a water drop notch. Another difference too is that it seems like the corners with the A51 are a bit more squared off compared to the corners on the A50, and that's going to give you a little bit more screen real estate. Another difference is that on the bottom of the two devices, with the A51, we get a smaller bezel, which is certainly an improvement that I'm a big fan of. Now, pretty much all the other aspects to the designs of these two devices are very similar, but the camera modules are a bit different. We're of course getting the macro camera with the A51, which is a feature that the A50 does not have. So we have this square camera module here with the A51, which is similar to the camera module design that you get with the Google Pixel 4 and iPhone 11. I think both phones look really nice though, and even though I prefer the design of the A51 compared to the A50 still looks really nice, and I do like the design of it a lot. Now, one of the biggest improvements that I've noticed, especially with the Galaxy A51 compared to the Galaxy A50, is the fingerprint sensor that's in the display. They made a lot of improvements making the fingerprint sensor more accurate with the A51, and in fact, when I was setting up the A50, and adding in my thumbprint, I literally made about 6 or 7 attempts to get my thumb to register with the phone. But after a while, with each failed attempt, the phone would reject my thumbprint. And that's after this phone has gotten quite a few software updates. Now compared to the A51, I was able to quickly add in my thumbprint with no issues at all. It successfully registered with the first attempt, and that's really the way it should be. So it looks like Samsung must have implemented some major improvements with their fingerprint technology with the Galaxy A51. Now here's the Samsung Galaxy A20. Another phone that's been very popular here on my channel. But you can see in this side by side, the two devices are actually very similar in size, and the A20 features a lot of design similarities with the A50. So I will have a dedicated comparison video with these two phones, but you can see here we have the A20, we have the water drop notch with this device, and then on the back we just have a dual camera setup, and then there's a fingerprint sensor on the back as well. So the designs of these two phones are certainly a lot different, but the A20 is also quite a bit cheaper. You're going to be saving $100 to $150 with the A20 compared to the A51. Now I'm certainly looking forward to the A21 getting announced very soon, hopefully, and then getting launched. And when that happens, I will be getting that phone to compare it to the Galaxy A51. So make sure to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on that content. But of course, with the A51, you're getting much better cameras, you're getting a macro camera too, and then you're getting much better performance as well, with a significantly better processor compared to the A20. You're also getting a lot of extra RAM as well. So is the Samsung Galaxy A51 worth it? Well, if you haven't noticed yet from watching this video, I do like this phone quite a bit. And there's a good reason for it. I really can't think of anything with this device that I don't like. Maybe the only thing that I wish it had was wireless charging, but for the price, I certainly understand why it doesn't have that feature. Samsung really did a great job designing the Galaxy A51, and it's pretty much a zero compromise budget phone. It does everything very well. So I think it's a great value. Of course, I'm sure some people in the comments are going to wish it was a little bit cheaper, but I would say for the price, it's well worth it. Now, if you do want to save some money, then you can certainly go the route of the A20 instead. And if you do decide to go that route, I have plenty of videos on the channel about this device, so certainly check all of those out. But I hope this video helped you decide whether or not to buy the Samsung Galaxy A51. Again, if you want to learn more about this product, take a look at the links in the video description to see the most up-to-date pricing and where you can buy it. But I hope you enjoyed this video. This is Kevin here. Make sure to follow me on Instagram and Twitter at KevinBreezeTV, and I will see you in the next video. Oh, also, make sure to subscribe. But take care and have a great day.